In this video, we're going to go through everything you need to know about job forms. You can access job forms by clicking on Clients and then clicking on the Job Forms tab. We can view all of the forms we have set up, as well as any forms that have been completed in any time range we want. And then we could filter by client, we could filter by service, and we could filter by the worker or user that filled out that said form. But let's go up and let's create a new form. We're going to call this form service check. So for this section, I'm going to say which of the following services were provided. And then I'm going to add a checkbox option. In this checkbox option, we can again put anything we want. I'm just going to fill in a couple different services that might be provided. Let's say I want to get a client signature for the above services. I'm going to write, I approve the following services in the new signature block I added. And then what we can do is we could just save this off. What I want to do though is I want to go through each of the different boxes to give you an idea of how to use them all. So I'm just going to click new section. When you make a new section, you could title the section. You could add checkboxes to the section. You could delete on the right hand side here. You could add a short answer, which is asking a question. And you could require a short answer response, or you could make it optional if you don't want to force them to respond. Then let's make a radio option, which means they could only select one of these options. We're just going to make a couple. Let me add 3, 4, and then 5, but I'll delete the 5th one. And then on the X here, you could delete the entire radio option. And then again, the last thing we have is signature. This is if you need maybe a client signature or you need some sort of approval of work being completed. You can now prompt an entire form for your workers in the field to use. I'm going to save it off. Now let's take a look at how to add it to a specific job. Great, so now I'm on a job day. And you could do this on a job day, on a template, or on a client screen. On the top right side of the card itself, of the job card, there are the 3 dots. Go ahead and click those dots. If we scroll down, we have an add form option. We'll click add form, and then you can have the option to prompt at the start and the end, or one or the other. I'm just going to put this at the end of the job, and then I'm going to select the new form we just created, service check. After we add this form, you will notice on the right-hand side of the card, there's a red 1 option, which represents the end of job form, whereas yellow represents the start. So if we click this form now, we can see service check and we can preview the form. This is what is going to be prompted to your workers upon completion of the job. If you want to take a look at any of the past ones or any of the ones for the day, go ahead and click the form. You can view 2 responses, and you could click the response and you could see it filled out. These job forms are for you to communicate and digitize any documentation you need to know from your worker in the field, or if you need to get approval of some specific service being complete, you can do so with the signature block. The job forms can also be found on the client itself and next to the job in the job history section. You can always view the responses on that specific day, and we will store it and log it forever for you. And again, you could find the job form on the job forms page by filtering and searching for the specific form you are looking for. That is everything you need to know about job forms.